Oh, wow. Alright, holy crap, I'm live. I really just, wanted to test this to see if I still had the ability to go live on my phone. Guess I'll just give it a minute to see if anybody actually signs on, if anybody gives a shit. No, doesn't look like it. Doesn't look like I can even set up my phone here, so, Oh wait, no, we actually have someone that actually tuned in. So, as I said, I was really just doing this to see if I had the ability to go live on my phone. I didn't really have anything to say or anything to do. I've just been stuck, at home. So, yeah, I don't even know who it is that signed on here. Oh, now I have two people. Alright, cool. I actually have nothing to say. I'm just, testing out my live feed here. And, yeah, I'm not super cool. I can't actually test it. The only way I can test it is actually go live, and now this is a video that's probably gonna end up on my YouTube feed. So, yeah, are there, can people like chat on this? How do I actually make this work? Like if, yeah, I can't see. I don't know if people are chatting. If, the two people who are watching, if you could chat me on this to see if it comes up. Just trying to do a quick test here at, like, midnight. Oh, there you go. Thank you. CLD 720. Thank you so much for chatting. So yeah, it actually just like pops right up and does nothing. And eventually goes away. So, yeah, how are you guys enjoying your pandemic? I'll wait to see if more chats come through. 3 people? Oh my god, I was not prepared for this. I just wanted to test my live feed. And now I feel, maybe, a little bit of pressure to actually push out some content here, because I haven't been so good about uploading content as of late. Oh, okay. Emily. You're going to get what movie? My movie that your mom still has adults in the room, or Jesus, I Was Evil? I don't know. Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, I need that movie back. I don't have it. It's online now. You can like stream it for free, but yeah, I don't have a hard copy anymore. I think your mom's had it for like 3 years now. Yep, super lame live stream. Now I'm just trying to eat up at least 5 minutes so something posts to my channel and people, I don't know, watch it. Ad revenue is generated or something. So yeah, pandemic here in the Northwest. Recently got laid off, so, oh, where is, Kitty's upstairs sleeping. It's super late. No Kitty at midnight. Alright. 5 whole viewers now have tuned in to see me do nothing. Actually, I had the like, inkling to, like, try out my live feed. It got taken away, and I've only recently gotten it back because I just got 1,000 subscribers, and I was watching, Sean C. Phillips on his live stream. I was like, oh, I wonder if I can do that now. So I decided to test it out. So here I am. Kind of just been hanging out all day, chilling, drinking some beers, actually watching Night of the Living Dead. I've actually got a quite the little pandemic movie marathon going. It's actually a series that I thought about doing through this crisis, this deep shit that we're in. I thought about doing a whole movie marathon recommendation for people who are stuck at home during the pandemic. And the first one on deck tonight is, of course, Night of the Living Dead, my favorite movie of all time, and a movie that I consider to be the most important horror movie of all time. Yes, and I will say that again, it's the most important horror movie of all time. It not only pretty much just by itself created the modern horror film, but it also put independent horror films on the map. It was the first independent horror film to actually be commercially viable, and it helped generate the MPAA. It just had so much to do with the current horror fads that we're in. I mean, right now, you have this pandemic, this virus going around, and what do you see? You see zombie memes, and that was all created by George Romero. So, of course, yes, Night of the Living Dead is my number one go-to film during these health crises. So anyway, yeah, that's a series that I'm thinking about doing. And now I've officially eaten up about 7 minutes now. I know I'm gonna regret making this video later because I've just been like drinking all day, got laid off, so what else is there to do? Just kind of contemplating what I'm gonna do next for this channel, and editing a film of mine that I directed recently. So yeah, anything else? Any other questions out there before I cut this feed? I'll give it a second. No, it looks like not. Okay. All right, guys. Well, thank you so much. Yes, I am definitely going to do that movie list soon. I'm going to try to make it maybe even a daily series, possibly doing a new pandemic movie every single day. I believe in trying to find some of the brighter aspects of some of these situations, so I'm gonna try to use this to be creative and to make some different videos, and try not to get too bogged down in the negative aspects of everything. It's already given me some interesting ideas for some different video series for my channel, and it's going to give me the opportunity to edit my own film. So, I think it's important to stay positive and stay creative, and, you do nothing when you get all panicked and worried about shit. So I use this time to actually work out maybe a little bit, go go for a run, and just kind of clear my mind and try not to worry about chaos and viruses, and just try to keep, obviously, social distance myself, but I think that's it sounds like it's gonna be good for the general public, and it's probably gonna be good for my soul to maybe do that a little bit and kind of just work on the channel and work on my own things. So yeah, guys, I only have 2 viewers. I think I got up to 4 during this live stream. Thank you so much for tuning in and just listening to me drunkenly ramble and try to figure out my my live stream capabilities that I just got back. I don't really have anything else to cover here other than of course, Josh tunes in. He's one of my 3 viewers right now. I got up to 4 at one point. But, yeah, I don't have anything else to do. I can finally go live again on my phone. So I'm going to be doing many more live stream movie reviews. Hopefully at some movie theaters soon. Hopefully our economy gets back to the point where we can actually congregate in movie theaters. Yeah, that's what I was saying. So, Critical Kid, who's a great YouTube reviewer that I've been watching for quite a while now. Yeah, he wants to see some of that post-apocalyptic movie reviews, and like I said, that was my first thought. I felt like I should do maybe like a pandemic movie of the day. Like I said today, I just had to watch Night of the Living Dead because there was just something about watching our government officials on the news saying, like, stay in your home, stay behind locked doors, that just rung so true to, like, the George Romero vision of nihilism. So yeah, but there are definitely more recommendations that I have for some good pandemic movies out there. I hope you guys are safe and stay well, and stay inside and watch some movies. Fucking reference these films, My thoughts on the 1990s remake. I actually really like the 1990s remake of Night of the Living Dead. It's actually one of my favorite remakes. It's definitely in my top 5. I think I did a video about this. But the nice thing about the 1990s remake is that it was done by like a lot of people who are really close to the production or the original production. George Romero was still involved. I believe that John Russo was still involved. Tom Savini was not involved, but he was pretty closely associated with that family. And although it's not directed by George Romero, I still sort of consider it to be a George Romero film. It feels like a George Romero production in certain senses, and I really liked it. I saw it as a kid, and I remember it actually freaking me out. The effects that are in it, the way that the zombies look. Yeah, there was something about it for some reason, mostly the beginning of it, that really freaked me out as a kid. Both the original and the remake really freaked me out. There was something about, ironically, the idea of like society collapsing and maybe having to like rely on yourself and being alone. And I remember the scene where Barbara goes to the house and there's like the fat zombie, the Uncle Reach zombie that I can't fully remember. I can't like rationalize it as to what exactly it was that scared me about it, but I always found the remake really, really freaky. And even that soundtrack, recently, for no particular reason, I started listening to the soundtrack of the 1990s remake of Night of the Living Dead, and there's something about it that I really like. I feel like that guitar score at the very end of the movie is haunting in whatever weird way. I know I'm not describing it very well because it's one of those films that I can't really explain. There's something about it that is sort of haunting and creepy. And I think if I were to make a list of movies that unnerve me, I think that the 90s remake of Night of the Living Dead would be up there. But I don't necessarily consider it to be one of those movies that I would put in my pandemic marathon that I'm trying to put together. I think that the original Night of the Living Dead does that the best, with sort of its like newscast kind of feel, kind of documentarian feel that it has to it. I think it belongs in that marathon a little bit more. Just of the ones that I've been watching tonight, 28 Days Later is like a given. I know that one of the actors from 28 Weeks Later was recently diagnosed with the coronavirus. But that's neither here nor there. It's one of those movies that I think encapsulates like the complete fall of society. Yeah, 28 days later is fantastic, and 28 weeks later is arguably better, but there's something about the first one that really, it captures, like, the gravity of the situation really, really well, in a weird way that I'm probably a little bit too inebriated to go into, but if you've seen the movie, you probably know that 28 Days Later just there's just certain scenes like where the main character is walking around in London Square and he's finding all these like missing people posters and you know some of the news broadcasts in the way that the current virus and the screeching to a halt of our economy has gone, it kind of conjures up some of the same images that 28 Days Later does. And then, of course, George Romero's The Crazies. That was just a movie that I recommended to my dad that he watch because we've been talking so much about this whole situation since technically I live in southern Washington state, right on the border of Portland, Oregon, which has also been hit pretty hard by the coronavirus, but technically I live in ground zero for the coronavirus, so it's hot topic here these days, and yeah, I was talking to my dad about it, and I asked him if he had ever seen the original George Romero's The Crazies, and he hasn't, and I said, you gotta see it. I think that, you know, like the paranoia of that film is perfect for how people are really feeling around here, and, you know, I mean, whether that's justified or not is besides the point. I mean, I think that is sort of the point of the movie The Crazies, is how we react to it. So, you haven't seen The Crazies or 28 Days Later? If you haven't seen The Crazies, man, you gotta see it. The weird paranoia of the situation, and there's like this virus that's going around that was a bioweapon, and the only way you can tell if people have the virus is if they start acting crazy, and everyone starts acting crazy, and that's sort of how, especially here in Washington State and in Portland, Oregon, people are starting to react because it's becoming so serious here, and people are sort of acting crazy. Yeah, you know what? I've only seen part of the remake. I've seen just a few choice scenes. I do remember watching it, I think on Xfinity, when it kind of like first came to VOD. I don't remember paying attention all that much to it. I mean, I remember the scene. There's like all these hospital beds, and I think one of the infected people are killing people with a pitchfork. And I remember like a baseball scene. It didn't grab me the way, excuse me, it didn't grab me the way that the Romero one does, but that might not be the movie's fault. It could have been just the circumstance in which I started watching the remake. I really ought to give it a second choice, and or a second chance, and you know, it sounds like some of you guys actually like that movie, so yeah, I should definitely check it out. There's I mean, if it keeps the same themes of uh you know, pandemonium in a situation like this, and the irony that of there's like this deadly virus, and the way you can tell people are infected is if they start acting crazy. Well, in Pandemonium, everyone starts acting crazy, so you don't really know who's crazy and who's not, who's infected and who's not. And what I did notice from the remake is that it seemed a bit more like a zombie movie. My thoughts on The Road. I don't really have very many thoughts on The Road. I've seen the movie once. I've never read the book. So I guess I don't really have. It's not great, but it's definitely worth a watch. Yeah, the remake of The Crazies, yeah. You know, shit, looks like I'm gonna be stuck indoors for a while, so maybe I should watch it. I did notice that it seemed a lot like a zombie movie. It seemed a lot like the Zack Snyder Dawn of the Dead. Um, So maybe in that, maybe that was an aspect of it where I was like, oh, well, it's kind of losing the touch of, like, not knowing who's crazy and who's not. But I should check it out. Yet Josh wants me to rewatch The Road. Yeah, definitely I should. I mean, I'm always down for a good cannibalism movie. So, yeah, you know, it's weird. I know this is gonna, like, sound maybe blasphemous to some of the people who really like the movie The Road, but I always get, because I saw that movie, and tell me if anyone else does this too. I get that movie and The Book of Eli. I get scenes from those movies completely confused because they came out at, like, the same time. And The Book of Eli had Denzel Washington in it. I don't know if anyone remembers. Isn't that where he's, like, the blind guy at the end of the movie? So, yeah, I don't know if anyone else does that. But I do that all the time. Like, sometimes I'll go, oh, The Road, is that the one with the blind guy? Who, like, may or may not be in the end of the world. Oh, wait, no, that's The Book of Eli. It's not The Road. Yes, the Braille Bible. Yes. Those movies, like, didn't they come out at, like, the same time? I swear I saw them, like, back to back. And I just get them confused in my mind, like, which one is which. And, I mean, there are a few movies that I do that with sometimes, where I get, like, scenes mixed up. Don't know which one is which. So, yeah. Oh boy, about 21 minutes now. I am drinking a mango White Claw, but what I will say is I was drinking White Claw Pures too, so yeah, I'm trying to cut down on my carb intake, especially during the apocalypse. I want to, like, live fast and leave a pretty corpse, you know. I don't want to leave a mango White Claw corpse. I want to leave a White Claw Pure corpse. But, yeah, you know, it's like day one of fucking pandemonium around here. I'm just waiting for Jay Inslee to order us to all stay inside so I can do nothing but make YouTube videos and edit a feature horror film that I directed. You know, because I need those excuses. If not, I find other things to do, like this. So, yeah. TV shows plan on rewatching? No, I'm gonna try to put some work in on some movies, actually, and some different videos. I mean, I always watch an episode of The Sopranos or two. It's kind of my go-to anytime, you know, maybe, like, I get a little bit too stoned or something like that. My go-to is The Sopranos. It's kind of my security blanket, but, I don't know. I was on set recently. I was talking to some people about Boardwalk Empire, and it kind of made me feel like maybe I should watch some Boardwalk Empire. If the economy starts getting really dark and I, you know, need to find a way to not be depressed, maybe I'll watch a little bit of Mystery Science Theater 3000, but I don't have any big plans to rewatch any television shows that I can think of. I know that Natalie is rewatching Scrubs, and Scrubs is always entertaining. So, you know, I like Zach Braff. Who doesn't like Zach Braff? So, you know, probably watch a fair amount of that. Nothing big, but I'm excited to do these pandemic updates for you guys. You know, I'll be, like, varying degrees of drunk within those videos, you know? And, so, yeah. Any more questions? Any more questions before I cut this thing off? Thank you guys for being part of my first ever live video. I know that I've done live videos technically before, but since the rules have changed, I'm officially a YouTube member. So I think this is, you know, in the technical sense of the new YouTube, this is my first live stream. How is Jesus I Was Evil doing? You know, I don't really know how the numbers are doing for Jesus I Was Evil, which is a feature film that I directed. 7th Street Productions produced. Josh Dietrich produced and did all of the sound design on the film, and we worked tirelessly and got it released by Wild Eye Releasing, and it's currently available on Vudu and Amazon Prime and Xfinity, and I would definitely recommend supporting 7th Street Productions and maybe renting or buying our feature film. But as far as knowing how it's performing, I have no idea. I have to assume that it's doing moderately at this point. So, yeah, I'll say it's performing moderately. Any more questions? Going once. Going twice. All right. Well, guys, thank you so much for being a part of my first ever live stream on my channel as a YouTube member. Now, I'm assuming that all of you guys are already subscribers, but, you know, make sure you leave a comment or something like that. You know, since I'm going to be stuck at home, I'm going to do a bunch of these videos. I know that I had recommended to do an updated video on my Fulci collection, and I plan on doing a top 5 here soon, so make sure that you guys tune in later this week, especially if you guys are, like, quarantined as well, man. Let's just, like, you know, survive this thing together, and, you know, I'll be doing all sorts of shit since I got laid off and stuck at home. So, until next time, guys, take it easy.